Governor Wycliffe Oparanya Ambetsa game plan for 2022? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Because you all know one thing for sure, that Wycliffe Oparanya is serving his second term in office, and therefore he cannot run again as the governor for Kakamega. And the Building Bridges Initiative process did not include the interests of second-term governors. Most of them had hoped that the new constitution or the Building Bridges Initiative process was going to propose regional governors. But that's not going to happen. And therefore, most second-term governors are going to run either as members of parliament or as senators in the hope that they may be appointed as cabinet secretaries in the next government. And some of them are positioning themselves to be considered as running mate. Some of them are contesting to be considered for the prime minister. Some of them are even running to be considered for the deputy prime ministers, which is some of the proposals in the Building Bridges Initiative process. But what is Governor Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya's game plan? Because you all know that Oparanya is the deputy party leader of ODINFA party. And recently, there was the leakage that Oparanya had met with the deputy president, William Ruto. And of course, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And during that time, I opined that the meeting between Oparanya and William Ruto was intended to achieve some objective, especially when those photos were circulated. And on Wednesday, Wycliffe Oparanya was on NTV and he was interviewed there. And during that interview, there are certain things which Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya stated which points to someone who is actually laying the ground to dump Raila Odinga for the deputy president William Ruto. Oparanya has maintained that Raila Odinga is his party leader and he respects him so much. Now, these are some of the issues which Oparanya pointed out during the interview on KTN. He's saying the whipping of Rarieda MP wasn't discussed and approved by the ODINFA party. You see, the issue of Otiende Amollo and the issue of James Orengo are purely parliamentary issues. For example, today, if Orengo were to be removed, then it means even senators from NASA side were going to vote, not necessarily the ODINFA party. And for Otiende Amollo, his removal was very simple. The whip only rises to the speaker. And that's done. There is no point, the way Oparanya is saying, that he spoke to the Secretary General, he spoke to you, to the deputy party leader, he spoke to who? The treasurer. And they have not discussed the issue of Otiende Amollo. The issue of Otiende Amollo is purely a parliamentary issue. Number two, Oparanya also pointed out that Building Bridges Initiative process is not a priority. Just recently, Oparanya was the chair of the Council of Governors. During that period, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya was the face of the Building Bridges Initiative campaigns in this country, especially amongst the governors. He would attend almost all meetings and speak on behalf of governors supporting the Building Bridges Initiative process. Today, Oparanya is talking of BBI not a priority, that the country needs to deal with the pandemic. Even if you were to deal with the pandemic, in my considered opinion, nothing, these governors are going to change nothing. The government is going to change nothing. So the Building Bridges Initiative process, in my considered opinion, as much as it is not a priority, you can't tell me this government has any other priority, even if we didn't have a COVID. So Oparanya is also saying that the issue of allocating 70 constituencies should be left to the IEBC. This is the same position which James Orengo is alluding to, and the same position which Otiende Amollo are also alluding to. That the Building Bridges Initiative process should actually just recommend that we are going to have 70 constituencies. On that, I agree with him. But this thing is not new. Oparanya has been in this country. He has read the document. The stage at which this Building Bridges Initiative process has reached Nothing can stop him. He can stop it. If Oparanya wanted and was honest, he ought to have advised the MCs from Kakamega County to vote no. He led in campaigning for the MCs to vote yes. So he now cannot turn again to claim that it should be left to the IEBC. He ought to have raised his voice at that stage. Oparanya is saying again that he met with the deputy president and that Ruto is not his enemy. The truth of the matter is that Ruto meets with Raila. Of course, he has not met with Uhuru Kenyatta for 2 months, but he meets Raila, he meets all these other members of parliament, he even meets with these other governors. But Kenyans are not talking to those meetings. Kenyans are talking to secret meetings which Oparanya has been holding with the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. What are some of the objectives of those meetings? Those are the issues which Oparanya needs to raise, not meeting with the Deputy President. If he was the chair of the Council of Governors, the way he's claiming, and that the Deputy President being the chair of IBEC, they used to meet. It's okay, because we used to even see them meeting and taking photos and sharing photos after those meetings at the Deputy President's residence. No issue there. Those are official functions. But when Oparanya meets the Deputy President in a secret location and is captured and is leaked, those are the issues Oparanya should be talking about. And then he also said something which is also of interest. He's saying that the Deputy President asked him to work with him. Of course, the Deputy President wants to be the next president of the Republic of Kenya and is courting everybody and everybody. In fact, the Deputy President would even want Raila Odinga to endorse him if he had a chance. So that's not the issue. But he's adding that he's very close with his party leader, but as an individual, he has his own ambitions. That's what I want us to discuss. Oparanya has his own individual ambitions. And that ambition is probably to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya in 2022, which I think is a tall order. Or probably he would want to be the running mate for the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, which again is a possibility. Maybe he wants to be Raila Odinga's running mate. Should Raila Odinga decide to contest again? Again, it's a possibility. But why do I strongly believe that Wycliffe Oparanya is laying the ground to join William Samoei Ruto ahead of 2022? 5 reasons. Number one, if you look at politics the way it is today, Oparanya has a chance in William Ruto's camp. If Oparanya were to join William Ruto's camp today officially, his chances of becoming the running mate to the Deputy President are so high. You can't say of the same when he joined, you can't talk of the same were Oparanya to remain in ODM party. Because I'm convinced that Raila Odinga would want a running mate, probably from the larger Mount Kenya region. Or Raila Odinga might decide to get a running mate, either Kalonzo Musyoka, again, or maybe Musalia Mudavadi. So his chances of being a running mate under Raila Odinga are very slim, if you ask me. So that chance is only available in William Ruto's camp. In fact, it's going to add more value to William Ruto than he would add value to Raila Odinga or any other camp. And William Ruto is aware of that. Oparanya himself is aware of that. And because politics is about interest, probably Oparanya is looking into that. Number two is the One Kenya movement. The truth of the matter is that at some point, Oparanya was very close to Raila Odinga. He was also very close to President Uhuru Kenyatta. And that's why at some point he even claimed that the president really wanted him to be the presidential candidate. But there's a problem. When One Kenya movement was launched and the president expressed his interest in that movement, Oparanya was relegated. Because if you look at it, Oparanya has been fighting Musalia Mudavadi and he's also been fighting Moses Wetangula in Western Kenya. And the mere fact that President Uhuru Kenyatta embraced this team and chance of President Uhuru Kenyatta appealing to Raila Odinga or brokering a deal between Raila Odinga and One Kenya Alliance to be one, then it means Oparanya is going to be number 3 in the larger Western Kenya. It's going to be after Musalia Mudavadi and after Moses Masika Wetangula. So in Western Kenya, he's not going to receive the kind of attention that he's going to receive if we were to join William Samoei Ruto. If Oparanya joins Ruto today, he's going to be the face of William Ruto's campaign in the larger Western Kenya region. Number 3, I think also Oparanya is trying to raise his stakes within ODM party. By raising his stake, Oparanya is simply trying to blackmail Raila Odinga, so that Raila Odinga can give in to some of the demands which is going to put to Raila Odinga. Oparanya has applied to contest for the presidency in ODM party against Hassan Joho, against Raila Odinga. Why is he again flirting with the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto? William Ruto has already decided that for him is going to run for the presidency in 2022 under United Democratic Alliance Party. So basically, Oparanya is trying to blackmail Raila Odinga to raise his stakes within the ODM party. Number 4, Oparanya is also hoping that Raila Odinga is going to be the presidential candidate in 2022. And if Raila Odinga is going to be the presidential candidate in 2022, then he can be the running mate. And how can he be the running mate? And how is this strategy working? Oparanya is trying to reach out to Ruto. Then these details are leaked out. Then the next day he reaches out to Raila Odinga, explains to Raila Odinga. Then again he goes to Kalonzo Musyoka. So within ODM party, we have Hassan Joho, but you can clearly tell that it's Oparanya who is moving around. It's Oparanya who is trying to reach out to Kalonzo. It's Oparanya who is trying to reach out to Ruto. So basically, what Oparanya is doing is hoping that all these moves are going to lead to a situation where Raila Odinga is not going to have any other option than to appoint him as his running mate in 2022. And lastly, why Oparanya is behaving like this is because he's fighting to be on the table where people are going to negotiate. There's one man from the coastal region, a man I really value so much and love his politics, Amason Kingi. Amason Kingi forced his way into the negotiating table by claiming that he was going to form or to launch coastal-based political party. President Uhuru Kenyatta at some point had to prevail upon him. As we speak today, that political party at the coast is dead. But the mere fact that that party is dead means that Amason Kingi has already created a name for himself within the coastal region. So Amason Kingi cannot be ignored. This is exactly what Oparanya is trying to do at the coast. Wycliffe Oparanya is trying so hard to be considered when issues of the Western Kenya are being negotiated. When President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to meet Western Kenya leaders, then he should be number 3 in that list, or number 2, or even number 1. That's what he's fighting for. I don't know what you think. If you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or 2, click subscribe button now. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Please do me a favor in this particular video. Click subscribe button and also just drop your comment so that YouTube can recommend this video to so many people. If you give if you click thumbs up button, if you drop your comment, if you share this video, that's how you promote this channel. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.